The day is slowly loosening its hold now, edges softening, thoughts beginning to quiet, even if only a little. Here you are, right here, in this room, in this body, in this moment that does not need anything from you. Nothing to fix, nothing to solve, and nothing to figure out. Just a gentle arriving. Notice how the body meets the bed or the place where you're resting. The simple, steady support beneath you. You do not have to hold yourself up. You are already held. If it feels comfortable, allow the eyes to soften. Lids resting a little heavier, light dimming like the end of a long day. The world outside can wait. For now, it can fade to the very far edges of your awareness. Feel the quiet of the room. Maybe it is truly silent, or maybe there are soft sounds far away, a faint hum, a distant car, the gentle whisper of air. All of these sounds can be part of the background now. Nothing to turn off, nothing to chase away. They can simply be there while you rest here. Notice the weight of your head on the pillow, how the pillow rises up to meet the shape of you. The back of the head or the side of the head resting, neck gently supported, no effort needed. The head can be just a bit heavier, as if it could sink one more small degree into the softness beneath it. A slow melting into the pillow, safe, unhurried. If a thought appears, that is all right. Thoughts may wander through like passing clouds. They do not have to be pushed away. They do not have to be followed. They can drift by while your body stays here resting. Notice the gentle rhythm of your breath, not trying to change it, not making it deeper or slower, simply feeling how it already moves. The coolness of the in-breath, the tiny pause, the warmth of the out-breath, again and again, a soft, steady tide. With each out-breath, there might be the slightest sense of release, like a small sigh through the whole body, shoulders softening a fraction, jaw unclenching just a little, fingers resting more loosely. There is nowhere you need to go, nothing you need to achieve. Your only task is to be here as you are. Breathe moving, body supported, mind allowed to slow. Notice the weight of your body as a whole now, how gravity gently holds you. No part of you has to stay on guard. The bed, the pillow, the blanket can hold that work for a while. If the mind is still busy, that is okay. It has been doing so much for you, planning, remembering, worrying, organizing. You can simply acknowledge that and let it know it is allowed to rest. You might imagine placing the day down beside you, like setting down a bag that has grown heavy. You do not need to carry it into this moment. It will be there later if it is needed. For now, you are free to put it gently aside. Feel again the softness around your head, the way the pillow cups and cradles you, the gentle touch of fabric against your skin, cool or warm, smooth or textured. All of it reminding the body that it is safe to relax. The forehead can soften, the space between the eyebrows easing, temples soft and quiet, eyes resting deeply in their sockets, all the tiny muscles of the face unwinding one by one without any effort. Notice the mouth, maybe the lips part slightly, maybe they rest together, tongue relaxing away from the roof of the mouth, jaw releasing some of its grip on the day, the back of the neck, the curve of the shoulders. Let them drop a bit heavier, like a coat slipping from your shoulders onto a chair. You do not have to hold them up. They can simply rest. Allow your attention to drift slowly, like a feather settling, down the arms, through the elbows, into the hands and fingers. Noticing weight, temperature, stillness. Hands may be warm or cool. They may tingle softly. Whatever you notice is perfectly fine. All sensations are welcome, and none need to be changed. Breath continues to move on its own, quiet and steady, like waves that do not ask permission to reach the shore. They simply arrive and then they go. As you rest here, thoughts may still arise, memories, plans, random fragments of the day. You can greet them gently and let them pass. Each time you notice that the mind has wandered, you might return to something simple: the weight of your head, the feeling of your chest rising, the gentle warmth of the blanket across your body. No need to be precise, no need to concentrate, just a soft, easy returning, like turning toward a familiar, comforting presence. Notice how the room around you has its own kind of stillness. Even if sounds move through it, there is a basic quiet holding everything. You are part of that quiet now, resting inside of it. Here, you do not have to be strong. You do not have to perform. You do not have to be on. You are allowed to be exactly as tired or as awake or as unsettled as you are. All of it can be here, and still the body can soften. The breath can slow in its own time. The nervous system can begin to unwind. Notice how the bed holds the full length of you, from the back of your head, down through your shoulders, along your spine, to your hips, your legs, and your feet. Every part of you is supported, even the places that feel tense, even the places that ache. They do not have to carry themselves right now. If it feels okay, imagine a sense of warmth around you, not bright or intense, more like a gentle glow, the way a room feels when someone has been quietly caring for it. A feeling that says, you are safe here, you can rest. The breath flows in, the breath flows out, nothing forced, nothing controlled. Just the body breathing itself as it has done all your life. With each exhale, you might sense another thin layer of effort sliding away, like a thread gently loosening. The day slowly unraveling from your shoulders, your chest, your mind. Your only job now is to arrive in this softness, to arrive in this moment that does not demand anything. Just to be here. If the mind wants to hurry, to jump ahead, you can reassure it. There is no rush. Sleep does not need to be chased. Calm does not have to be forced. For now, there is simply this quiet lying here, this simple breathing, this gentle awareness of weight and warmth and safety, head heavy on the pillow, body resting on the bed, the room around you dim and quiet. You are allowed to let go little by little, allowed to pause, allowed to not try so hard. Nothing important is being missed, nothing urgent is being ignored. This time is for you, for your body, for your mind that has worked enough for today. Breath in, breath out, slow, easy, uncomplicated. Thoughts may continue to come and go, but they can move more softly now. Less like storms, more like gentle ripples on a calm surface. They rise and they fall, and your body stays here resting. In this quiet, supported place, you can simply arrive. Arrive in the softness beneath you. Arrive in the safety around you. Arrive in the gentle rhythm of your own breath. Nothing more is needed. Just this slow, tender settling into a calmer, quieter space within. Begin by feeling exactly how things are right now. Whatever is happening in your body, whatever is moving through your mind, nothing needs to change in this moment. Just notice that you are here, breathing. Present enough to hear these words. As you listen, imagine that somewhere within you, there is a quiet inner room, a small, softly lit space that belongs only to you. No one else has a key. No one else can walk in. It is not far away. You do not have to travel to reach it. It is as close as your next slow breath. Sense the faint outline of a doorway. The rest of the world is on one side. You are on the other. Perhaps you still feel a little restless. Maybe your thoughts are still moving quickly. That is perfectly all right. You do not have to push anything away. You do not have to force yourself to be calm. Just let the idea of this inner room be here with you. Notice the door waiting quietly, sturdy, gentle, patient. There is no rush to step through. You can linger where you are. You can glance back at the events of your day if they still pull at you. All the conversations, all the decisions, all the small efforts that added up. They are near the outer side of that door. They may still be humming and buzzing and repeating, but this doorway is the place where they begin to fade. Take a slow breath in. Feel the air fill your lungs. And as you breathe out, imagine your hand resting on the handle of that door. The metal is cool and solid, reassuring. It does not ask anything of you. On the other side is a space made only for your rest, for your comfort, for your soft unwinding. When you are ready, picture the door opening with the gentlest, quietest movement. No creak, no effort, just an easy swing, a soft invitation. You step inside, or perhaps you simply feel yourself arrive there, without needing to imagine every detail. The air in this room is still and calm, warm enough to feel cozy, cool enough to feel easy to breathe. A soft, steady light fills the space. Maybe it comes from a small lamp in the corner, or the gentle glow of a candle on a low table. The light doesn't glare. It doesn't ask your eyes to work. It simply rests there, quiet and kind. See or simply sense a place made for you to settle. Perhaps there is a deep, cushioned armchair that seems to shape itself to your body. Maybe it is a nest of pillows and blankets on the floor, a place where you can sink and be held. Choose whatever feels most comfortable without needing to explain why. This is your room. Your body knows what it wants. Move toward that cozy place, unhurried, unforced. Each slow step is like letting go of one more thread of the day, a small release, a soft easing. You arrive at your seat or your nest of cushions and gently lower yourself down. Feel the way it supports you, the way it welcomes your weight, without resistance, without judgment. Your back is allowed to relax. Your shoulders are allowed to drop. Your arms and legs no longer have to hold you up. Notice how the fabric or the padding that meets your body, soft, steady, safe. As you settle, you hear the quiet click of the door behind you, closing on the outside world. Not a harsh sound, just a gentle, certain closing. On the other side of that door, the day can keep moving if it wants to. Messages can wait, questions can wait, decisions can wait. In here, none of that matters. In here, nothing is asked of you now. Breathe that in. No roles to play, no tasks to complete, no problems to solve. You do not have to be anything other than exactly as you are. Tired or alert, calm or restless. It is all welcome here. Let your awareness drift to the soft light in the room. Notice how it touches the walls, how it seems to soften the edges of everything. This light is gentle on your eyes and gentle on your mind. It says quietly, "You are safe here." Feel those words, not just as a thought, but as a warm, slow feeling, spreading in your chest, down into your stomach, out along your arms and legs. You are safe here. Your breathing does not have to match any rhythm. Just notice how each inhale comes on its own and each exhale leaves on its own. If thoughts still move quickly, allow them to. They are like faint echoes outside the door. You can hear them, but you do not have to respond. Here in this inner room, you have full permission to set everything down. Any worry that tries to follow you in reaches the closed door and cannot cross. Any memory that wants your attention can wait outside until another time. In this space, you are completely off duty. If you like, imagine a soft blanket within reach. Its weight is comforting. Its texture is smooth and familiar. You pull it over yourself and feel a gentle pressure along your legs, your hips, at your chest. The blanket tells your body, in a language deeper than words, it is all right to rest now. Your muscles hear this message. The small muscles around your eyes, the ones along your jaw, the ones at the base of your skull, they begin to loosen bit by bit. The back of your neck softens, your shoulders slide down and away from your ears, as if they have been carrying something heavy and are finally allowed to put it down. Your arms relax, feeling heavier, but in a pleasant way. Your hands can uncurl. They no longer need to hold or grip anything. Your spine settles into the support beneath you, each vertebra allowed to rest. Nothing to brace for, nothing to anticipate. Feel your breath moving quietly in your chest. Imagine the air as a gentle tide, rolling in and out, in and out. With every exhale, the room seems to grow even more still, even more peaceful. This is your private shelter. Every surface is kind, every corner is quiet. The world outside continues on, but it cannot reach you here unless you choose to open the door again. Right now, you do not have to choose. You are allowed to stay. If a thought knocks on the door, you can simply let it knock. You do not need to answer. If a memory presses close, you can imagine placing a hand on the door and whispering, "Not now." The room understands. The light understands. Your body understands. Nothing is urgent in this space. Nothing is more important than this soft unwinding. Notice how the sense of privacy brings with it a sense of relief. No one is watching. No one is judging. No one is keeping score. You are free to sigh, to sink, to loosen. Every part of you is invited to be exactly as it feels, without needing to fix or improve anything. Here, the only task is to rest. You are safe here, you are held here, you are gently sheltered here. Let that knowing deepen like a warm pool you are slowly sinking into. The chair or the cushions beneath you cradle your body. The soft light cradles your mind. The closed door cradles your boundaries. You have done enough for today, more than enough. Now the room will take care of you. The walls will hold everything that you release. The floor will catch anything you set down. All you need to do is breathe and allow yourself to be comforted. If sleep begins to drift toward you, this room will gladly receive it. If you simply rest here in quiet wakefulness, that is perfectly fine too. Nothing is required, nothing is measured, only this gentle easing, this slow softening moment by moment. Feel how still it is now. The quiet glow, the closed door, your body gently supported. Thought by thought, breath by breath, the outside world fades to a distant murmur beyond sturdy walls. And here, in your quiet inner room, you are safe and you are free to simply rest. The night is quieting around you now, softening, settling. Notice the simple feeling of being here in this moment. Body resting, breath moving in its own slow way. Nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to go. Let the breath be easy, not forced, not managed. Just felt. A gentle rising, a gentle falling, like slow waves on a calm shore. As the body begins to rest, the mind might still feel busy. Thoughts might be circling, plans, memories, worries, or little pieces of the day. All of it is welcome here. Nothing is wrong. Mind is like this sometimes, full, active, turning things over and over. It is only a sign that you are human and alive and caring. So instead of trying to push anything away, allow it all to be here. The breath, the weight of the body, the sounds around you, and whatever is moving through the mind. Imagine a wide open sky above you, soft and spacious, very high, very calm, nothing to hold up, nothing to defend. Across this quiet sky, clouds drift slowly, different shapes, different sizes, some very light and thin, some thicker, with edges that seem a little heavy. Each time a thought appears, notice it as if it were one of these clouds, a shape in the sky of the mind, not who you are, just something passing through. Maybe a thought about today appears, something that happened, someone you spoke with. See it as a small cloud drifting into view. Gently name it if you like. Remembering, thinking about today, worrying, just a soft label, like a whisper. And then, instead of climbing into that thought, picture yourself resting back. You are the sky, not the cloud, the space that holds it, not the thing itself. In this wide inner sky, there is room for everything. Thoughts can come, thoughts can go. Nothing has to be solved right now. Notice how a cloud does not try to stay. It does not argue with the wind. It simply moves, slowly, quietly, on its own. Thoughts are the same. They may feel sticky at first. They may seem to pull you closer, asking for your full attention. But here, in this soft space, there is no need to fix or answer anything. If the mind grabs onto a thought, that is okay too. You might suddenly realize you have been following a story for a while, and the moment you notice, that is already a gentle return. A soft step back into the open sky. No scolding, no pressure, just, oh, thinking again. And then a slow exhale, letting the thought drift a little farther away. Feel how kind it is to treat the mind this way. Not as a problem, not as an enemy, but as a busy friend who is slowly being invited to rest. Now, allow the image to shift, if that feels comfortable. Instead of a sky, imagine a quiet stream, clear, shallow water, moving very slowly. The air around it is calm and mild. Time feels stretched and gentle here. You are sitting beside the stream, safe and relaxed. You can feel the steady support beneath you, the easy breath moving in and out, and the water flowing unhurried from one moment to the next. On the surface of this slow water, leaves are floating by one. Some are small, some are larger, each one carried by the same quiet current. Now, each time a thought appears, imagine placing it on a leaf, no matter what the thought is, important or unimportant, happy or sad, clear or confused. You do not have to change it. You do not have to make it nicer or smarter or calmer. Simply notice it, the way you might notice the color of a leaf. And then, ever so gently, rest it on the surface of the water. Watch as the leaf is taken by the stream, slowly drifting, softly turning, moving away without effort. The mind may want to reach in and grab it back, to think it through one more time. If that happens, that is perfectly okay. Just notice, with a little warmth, ah, picked up that leaf again. Then, if it feels right, set it back on the water. Let the stream do the carrying. You do not need to push it away. You simply do not have to hold it anymore.
I've
Feel the difference between holding a thought tightly and letting it rest on a leaf. Holding feels tight in the body. The jaw, the shoulders, the chest may feel tense. Letting it float brings a hint of space, a small, quiet loosening. With each breath, allow a little more of that loosening. Inhale, noticing any tight edges around the thoughts. Exhale, letting those edges soften, even just a little. When a thought seems very sharp, or loud, or important, imagine its edges becoming blurry, as if the outline is fading at the corners. The center may still be there, but it is not so hard, not so fixed, like a heavy cloud that begins to thin. Light passes through, or a leaf that grows softer as the water carries it along. Less solid, less demanding. Repeat quietly inside if it helps. It's okay. It's okay for this thought to be here. It's okay for it to drift away. Nothing to fight, nothing to chase. Notice how this gentle allowing creates space, more room inside your chest, more ease around your eyes and forehead, more softness in your belly. Thoughts may still come, they may come many times, and each time the same kind response is waiting. A simple noticing, a simple letting go. In this softness, you might begin to sense that who you are is bigger than any one thought. Bigger than any one story, you are the space that notices, the quiet awareness that watches leaves and clouds drift across its surface. Thoughts might say, I should have done more today, or what will happen tomorrow? Instead of arguing with them, imagine smiling inwardly, seeing them as familiar clouds, old leaves you have watched many times before. They can move through. You can stay here, resting, supported by the quiet around you, breath like a slow tide, mind like a wide sky or a gentle stream. If a moment arrives where there are fewer thoughts, simply enjoy the open space. No need to reach for something to think about. No need to fill the silence. Let the emptiness be soft and comforting. If the mind grows busy again, that is also fine. The same sky, the same stream, always here, always ready to receive whatever appears, and let it pass. For now, allow everything to become a little slower. Thoughts slower, breath slower, time itself stretching like a long, quiet evening. Feel the weight of your body sinking more deeply into where you rest. Held, cradled, safe to let go. Nothing is urgent here. Nothing is waiting for an answer, and every thought can wait. Every question can rest. Clouds drifting across a wide, peaceful sky. Leaves floating down a slow, gentle stream. Thoughts softening at the edges, fading into the distance. Returning again to the simple rhythm of the breath, in and out. So easy and so quiet. Mind can wander, mind can return. Either way, this soft spaciousness is here, all around and within you. With each passing moment, allow yourself to sink a little deeper into this ease. Thoughts coming and going, like distant shapes, you barely need to notice now. Only the comfort of resting, only the comfort of being. And as everything grows quieter, you can let the words fade into the background. Nothing to follow, nothing to remember, just this gentle spaciousness opening and softening as you drift further into calm and into quiet and into sleep. The day has been carried this far, all its sounds and movements, all its thoughts and little moments. Now the light of the day is softening in the mind, edges are less sharp. Everything can begin to quiet down. Imagine you are in a gentle room that feels safe and warm. The air is still and calm. Nothing is asking anything of you. Nothing needs to be done right now. In front of you, picture a low table, or maybe a simple woven basket beside you, something sturdy and kind and close. It is there just for you. It is there to hold what you no longer want to carry tonight. You do not have to see every detail, just a sense of something solid and welcoming, a place where the pieces of your day can be set down, a place that will remember them for you. Feel your body as it rests here. Notice the gentle pull of gravity, how you are being held, supported from beneath. There is nothing you have to hold up on your own. Now, very slowly, begin to notice that you have been carrying the whole day inside you, in your shoulders, in your chest, in the muscles of your face, in the busy corners of your mind. You have done enough. You have thought enough. You have felt enough for one day. So now imagine that this low table or this soft basket is ready for the first piece of your day. Whatever comes to mind first is perfectly fine. A task you finished, a task you did not finish, a conversation, a moment that stayed with you. Gently gather it up in your awareness, as if you were holding it in your hands. You do not need to solve it or judge it, and just recognize, yes, this was part of today. Then slowly, with care, picture yourself placing it down. Ease it onto the table, nestle it into the basket. Watch how it settles there, safely contained. Notice the tiny space that opens inside your chest as it leaves your hands. A small breath moves more freely now. The body loosens by a fraction. You are a little less full than before. Now another piece of the day appears, perhaps something unfinished, an email unsent, a call not returned, a project still waiting. Whatever it is, gently gather it up. Feel its weight, light or heavy. Know that it does not have to be carried through the night. Place it on the same soft surface. Lay it down as you would place something fragile and important. No rush, just a quiet, careful motion. See how it comes to rest. It is not gone. It has simply changed where it lives for now. From inside your mind to this gentle holding place. Notice again how your body responds. Perhaps the neck loosens a little, maybe the jaw softens, breath finds a smoother rhythm. Another piece of the day drifts in, a conversation that lingers, words spoken, words left unsaid, expressions on someone's face. You do not have to replay it anymore tonight. You do not need to decide what it all meant. Gather this conversation as if it were a small bundle of sound and feeling. Hold it with kindness, just as it is. Then lower it slowly onto the table into the basket. Feel how the surface welcomes it, how it accepts the weight without effort. Watch it grow quieter, like a song fading gently into the background. Inside you, space opens again, a little more room in your mind, a little more softness around your heart. Now notice any worries that are still circling, concerns about tomorrow, about what might happen, about what might not. You do not need to fight them. Just notice one of them, as if it has stepped forward. See its shape, its tone, its tug on your thoughts. Imagine cupping that worry in both hands. You are not pushing it away, you are simply offering it a place to rest outside of you. Lower your hands and lay it down with the others. Feel the surface receive it steady and sure. Watch the worry settle, a little less restless now. It is being watched over. It no longer needs your constant attention. As it rests there, feel what happens in your shoulders. Perhaps they can sink a bit deeper. Maybe they drop away from your ears. Notice your chest, with just a touch more space to expand as you breathe. One by one, more pieces of the day come forward. Small moments that clung to the edges of your thoughts, a glance, a sound, and a brief frustration and a brief joy. You can gather them in small handfuls if you like. No need to sort or label them. They are simply parts of the day that are ready to be put down. Place them together on the table, or lower them into the woven basket. They arrange themselves easily, without effort from you. They nestle and settle into one another, growing quieter, softer as they rest. The surface can hold all of it. Every unfinished thread, every loose end, every plan and hope and question. Anything still tugging at you can be gently moved from inside to outside, from your body into this safe holding place. Nothing is thrown away, nothing is forgotten. It is all simply resting. Notice how your breath feels now. Perhaps a touch slower, perhaps a little deeper. Each exhale like a small setting down, a soft release. If any thought insists on coming back, that is all right. You do not have to fight it. Simply pick it up again, kindly, and lay it back down. The table does not mind. The basket does not mind. They can receive the same thing again and again. Soon, the pieces of your day form a quiet little landscape before you, tasks and feelings, worries and wins, moments that made sense, moments that did not. All of them resting together now, no longer buzzing through your nervous system, no longer needing you to hold them up.
I know.
Feel how much lighter your hands are when they're empty. Notice the ease in your fingers, your arms. Notice the soft pull downward as your body accepts the support beneath it. Your shoulders no longer have to carry the day. Let them sink into the surface that holds you. Let the back spread just a little wider. Let your chest open in a small, gentle surrender to comfort. If anything new tries to rise from the day, you already know what to do. Acknowledge it. Hold it tenderly. Place it with the others. Watch it settle. Watch it grow quiet. Around you, the room of your awareness feels more spacious, less crowded, soft and dim and calm. The low table, the woven basket continues to keep watch, guarding the pieces of the day so you do not have to. You are not abandoning anything. You are not failing to care. You are simply choosing to let everything rest so that you can rest too. Breath by breath, feel yourself growing lighter, as if a gentle weight is being lifted from your chest, as if your whole being is exhaling, unclenching, unwinding. All that mattered today is still held. All that needs attention will still be there when morning comes. For now, it is enough that it is safely set down, outside you, quiet, still. Allow the silence around these words to widen. Allow your thoughts to spread out, thinner and softer. Nothing pressing in, nothing demanding a response. The pieces of the day are resting, and you are free now to drift slowly toward rest with them, unburdened, looser, gently, quietly, easing into the soft space that opens when the day is finally laid down. The mind has been busy today. Thoughts moving, weaving, overlapping. Plans, memories, little echoes of conversations. It can feel like they arrive one after another, with no gap in between. Now, very gently, the pace begins to soften. Nothing to fix, nothing to solve. Just a slow, quiet turning toward the simple rhythm of breathing. Without changing anything at all, notice that the body is already breathing, air already moving in and out. A quiet tide that has been flowing all along in the background. It keeps going, whether it is noticed or not. Feel how this breath enters, easy, unforced, like a small open door, cooler at the tip of the nose or in the back of the throat, a soft, light touch of air finding its way in. Follow that in breath just a little, not with effort, just with curiosity. Cool air drifting in, spreading quietly through the chest, the body receiving, filling, rounding, then easing, and then the breath turns. It knows how to let go on its own. A warm exhale slipping out, softer, slower, like a gentle sigh that the body has been waiting to release. Warmth leaving through the nose or mouth, the chest settling, shoulders loosening a little more, the whole front of the body softening as the breath flows out. A sense of gentle emptying without strain. Between these two movements, there is a tiny space, after the breath has left, before the next one begins. A brief, quiet pause, a small doorway into stillness that appears all by itself. Nothing needs to be done with this pause. Simply notice that it is there, the body resting for a heartbeat, maybe two. Not holding the breath, just naturally not yet breathing in. Thoughts may continue to drift through, and that is completely fine. They move like distant voices in another room. What becomes clearer now is the space around them, the soft, open background of this breathing. Breath comes in again, cool, gentle, bringing a faint sense of clarity. Then it eases out, warm and quiet, stretching a little longer. As it leaves, the body melts a touch deeper into where it is lying. Over and over, this simple rhythm repeats. An easy arrival with the in-breath, a longer, softer letting go with the out-breath. And in between, those delicate pauses, like commas in a long, kind sentence. Notice how the in-breath carries a sense of light, a little brightness, a subtle awakening in the chest, and how the out-breath feels more like sinking, like settling into a familiar, welcoming bed. When the mind wanders into story, into planning, into remembering, That is all right. It is just doing what it knows how to do. As soon as it is noticed, awareness can simply lean back toward the next breath, cool coming in, warm flowing out, and the pause resting in between. Each breath is a soft cushion between thoughts, a place where nothing has to be answered, where no decision is needed, just a gentle touch of air and the body quietly responding. Sense the chest rising with the breath in, barely lifting just enough. Then feel the chest settling with the breath out, a slow, comfortable dropping back into support. After the breath settles out, stay close to that instant of stillness, that ease before the next breath begins on its own. It might be very small, almost unnoticed. Yet in that tiny gap, the mind has just a little more room. Thoughts may float through that space like soft clouds, or they may fade into the background. Either way is fine. What matters is the growing awareness of space itself, the open, quiet feeling that holds everything gently. Cool in breath, touching the nose, the throat, the upper chest. A lightness, a delicate expansion. Warm out breath, moving through the same pathway in reverse. A longer glide, smoothing the edges of the day. The breath can be imagined as a slow wave arriving at the shore, coming up the sand, then gently drawing back. In the moment when the water has slipped away, before the next wave comes, the beach is briefly very still. That is the feeling of the pause between breaths. Rest in that feeling without trying to stretch it or hold it. Trust the body to breathe exactly as it needs to. Awareness can simply nestle into the quiet that appears again and again, like sitting down in a soft chair over and over, each time the breath settles out. With each exhale, the body seems to soften at the edges, jaw a little looser, shoulders a little heavier, belly a bit more at ease, as if the warm air carries away a trace of tension each time it leaves. Nothing dramatic, just a steady, kind unwinding. Notice how the mind may begin to match this slower rhythm. Thoughts stretching out, losing their sharpness, more space between one idea and the next, more room inside each moment, coolness arriving, warmth departing, stillness hovering gently in between. This simple pattern repeats, and with it, a deeper sense of quiet begins to bloom. If a busy thought captures attention, simply acknowledge it softly. Then feel again how the next breath comes, without any effort at all. The breath always returning, always offering a soft place to rest, a calm, steady friend that asks for nothing. Over time, the pauses between thoughts start to resemble the pauses between breaths, small, kind gaps where nothing is required, where the mind can simply float, unhurried and free, where the body can remember what ease feels like. Breath in, a gentle opening. Breath out, a slow releasing. Resting in the pause, a brief touch of stillness. Again and again, this natural rhythm quietly supports you. Notice now how the whole body seems to be breathing. Chest, belly, back, even the limbs sharing in this slow rise and fall, the entire being swaying softly with this inner tide. Cradled by the breath, held by the space around it. Thoughts may come less often now, or they may simply feel softer when they do. They arrive in a mind that has more room, more softness, more quiet air around each one. The breath keeps threading these moments of peace through the night, stitching together pockets of rest where the nervous system can loosen and let go. Allow awareness to grow more spacious, like a dim, gentle room, breath moving inside it, easy and unhurried. Thoughts drifting through from time to time, then dissolving back into the quiet. Nothing to resist, nothing to chase. Cool breath arriving, warm breath leaving. A tender pause like a small open doorway, inviting deeper rest. Again and again and again. In this soft rhythm, the day's noise fades further into the distance. What remains is simple and kind, a body breathing, a mind resting in the spaces between each thought. No need to reach for anything more. This gentle breathing is enough. The pauses are enough. The quiet that opens inside them is enough. Stay close to this ease as long as it feels natural. Let breath move just as it wishes, unbothered, unhurried. Thoughts drifting, breath flowing, pauses widening into a calm, soothing silence. The night is quiet around you now. Breath by breath, the edges of the day soften and blur like colors fading into dusk. Notice how your body is resting, supported by the bed. Nothing to hold up, nothing to manage. The weight of you is gently received, so you do not need to try. As the outside world grows softer and more distant, attention can turn inward. Not to analyze or solve, just to notice, like slowly dimming the lights in a room so only what is gentle and important remains. Imagine in your hands or resting in your lap a soft cord, or maybe a skein of yarn, smooth and warm. It feels light, comforting, something you can hold easily, without effort. The texture is pleasant under your fingertips. Maybe it is cotton or wool or something silky and cool. You do not have to decide. Simply sense that it is kind to touch, kind to your tired hands. As you explore the length of this cord, you notice there are small knots along it. Little places where the strands pull together, not tight enough to hurt, just gathered, curled in on themselves. Each knot is like a worry that has found a place to rest here, a thought that looped around and around during the day, something that did not know where to go, and so it became a tiny tangle. There is no rush to fix anything, no race, no deadline. Time has slowed down here. All that matters is the slow, quiet contact between your fingertips and this gentle cord. Bring attention to one knot, only one. It may be small, barely there, or it may feel a little thicker, a little tighter than the rest. Notice how your body responds as you sense it. Maybe your shoulders rise just a bit. Maybe the breath grows shallow. Just notice, like watching ripples move across a still pond. Now, imagine your fingers resting around that knot. Not pulling, not tugging, just holding. Feeling the slight resistance in the fibers, the way it presses softly into your skin. Worry often feels like that, gathered and tense. Not because it is bad, but because it has been held too tightly for too long. Here, with your quiet attention, it does not need to be forced open. It is allowed to simply be what it is, for now. Invite your fingers to explore the knot with curiosity instead of urgency. Maybe one fingertip slips gently under a small loop. Maybe another hand supports the cord, steady and patient. The movement is slow, almost like a lullaby, played with your hands. As your breath moves in and out, the knot responds to this calm rhythm. On an exhale, imagine the fibers softening just a little. Not all the way, just enough to ease. Enough to let one thin strand loosen and lengthen. Feel how that small release changes the way the cord rests in your lap. It seems slightly longer now, smoother at the edges. Your hands relax by a fraction, and your chest follows, easing open. There may still be a tangle in the center. That is all right. You are learning that not all knots must disappear at once. They can soften in stages, like ice slowly melting into water. Move your attention a little along the cord. Another knot appears under your touch. This one might represent a different worry, a conversation replaying in your mind, or a task that waited all day for your attention. Again, nothing to fix, just a simple act of holding. Feeling the shape of the knot, its weight, its texture, letting it know it has been noticed. When worries are ignored, they often tug harder. When they are yanked, they pull back and grow tighter. But held like this, gently, they begin to understand they do not need to strain. They are allowed to rest. As the fingers curl around the second knot, picture yourself breathing out with a long, smooth sigh. The knot hears that sigh in its own quiet way. It hears the message. You do not have to open right now. You are safe to loosen whenever you are ready. With each breath, imagine the tiniest strands shifting. A loop uncurls, a twist softens. The knot may not vanish, but it changes from sharp to rounded, from stiff to pliable. Notice how your mind responds when you stop demanding that every worry be solved tonight. There is a tender relief in allowing things to be unfinished, in trusting that some untangling can wait for morning or another day entirely. Let your hands trace the cord again. Some sections are already smooth. These are the places where tension has flowed away, where your kindness and patience have quietly done their work. Move slowly past another knot. This one you do not even try to loosen. You simply cradle it in your palm like a small sleeping animal. You might whisper to it in your thoughts, rest here. You do not need to trouble me tonight. Feel the way that choice affects your body. When you decide not to fight a worry, a new kind of space opens. The muscles in your neck soften, your lips may gently part, breathing becomes deeper, fuller, warmer. The cord stretches longer across your lap now. More of it is smooth, relaxed, untroubled. Your fingertips glide along these easy sections like running a hand across still water. This is what it feels like when the mind begins to quiet. If another knot appears, greet it the same way. Hello, little worry. I see you. Hold it softly. Perhaps you try a few gentle movements, seeing if today is a day for loosening. If it tightens with even the slightest tug, you do not push. You simply pause. You rest your hands around it, feeling its small, stubborn shape, and then you let it be, knowing that even the hardest knots soften over time when they are no longer pulled. In this soft, slowed down night, you are discovering a new kind of strength. Not the strength of force or pushing or pulling, but the strength of patience. The strength of knowing that you are capable of meeting your worries with a quiet heart. You are learning that you can hold many things without being overwhelmed. They can lie here, along this cord, one after another, some already smooth, some loosening, some simply resting as they are. And still, you are calm. Still, you are safe. Imagine now that the cord grows even softer, warmed by the heat of your hands. The knots that have begun to loosen stay that way, content and easy. The knots that remain tight sink into a gentle stillness, no longer pulling, no longer demanding. You wrap a length of the smooth cord lightly around your hands, as if tucking your worries into a soft, quiet bundle, not to hide them, but to let them sleep, to give them the gift of a night without effort. Sense how the bundle is lighter than you expected, not as heavy as the thoughts felt inside your mind. Held gently, their weight spreads out, becoming manageable, almost feather-light. Now picture setting this bundle down beside you, somewhere very safe and very close. It will wait there patiently. Nothing will be lost, nothing will be forgotten. It is simply not needed for the next little while. As the cord settles there, your hands are empty, free to relax. Feel your fingers uncurl, feel the palms soften and grow warm. Any last bits of tension draining from wrists, forearms, elbows, shoulders. Your breath moves in and out through a quieter space inside you now. The mind has a little more room. Thoughts drift more slowly, like leaves floating on a calm stream. Nothing to catch, nothing to chase. If a small worry stirs again, you know what to do. You recognize the feeling of a tiny knot forming, and you remember that it can be met with softness. It can be held instead of pulled. It can be invited to rest. Let that knowing sink deep into your body, deeper than thought, into the muscles of your face, the gentle weight of your eyelids, the length of your spine. A quiet message traveling through every part of you. I can meet my worries with kindness. I can let them soften in their own time. Now the night wraps around you like a calm, soft blanket. The cord of worries is resting, knots and all. Your hands are still. Your breath is slow and easy. Nothing urgent remains to be done. Nothing important will be lost in sleep. What needs to wait will wait. What is ready to loosen will loosen on its own. All that is asked of you now is this simple, gentle being, held by the bed, held by the quiet, held by the slow rhythm of your own breathing, drifting a little deeper with each exhale into a softer place where even the tightest knots can rest and you too can let go and drift into silence. The mind can rest for now. Nothing is urgent here, nothing needs to be solved. Just a soft loosening, a quiet unwinding, as you drift into a place that feels gentle and kind to your thoughts. Somewhere inside a path begins. It does not appear all at once. It emerges slowly, as if it has been waiting in the background, patient and calm. You find yourself at the beginning of this path, with time to move in your own easy way. Under your feet, the ground feels soft. Not hard, not sharp, not demanding. Maybe it is a bed of fallen leaves, cushioned and dry. Maybe it is fine, cool sand, giving way just a little with each step. Whatever it is, it welcomes your weight without resistance. Each step lands with a quiet, muted sound, a small, gentle rustle, a soft, slow press into the earth. Your body knows the rhythm at once. Heel, then the middle of the foot, then the toes. A natural rolling flow, unhurried and calm. Around you, the world feels peaceful but not silent. Far off, sounds drift in slowly through the air. The faint murmur of leaves moving against each other. A distant bird calling once, then resting again. Maybe the quiet hush of water, far away, steady and low. All of it softened, as though wrapped in a layer of warm, calm air. The sky above, though unseen, feels open. The space around you feels wide enough for a deep breath. You might notice the temperature of the air on your skin. Perhaps it is cool and smooth, sliding gently over your face. Or maybe it is warm and mild, like the air right before dusk, when the day sighs and lets go. Whatever it is, it supports you, holds you, and asks nothing in return. You walk a little farther along this path, step slow, easy, quiet. With each step, the clutter of the day drifts a little farther away. Things that felt loud feel a little softer now. Thoughts that pressed in close begin to loosen, as if they are giving you more room to breathe. The ground underfoot stays soft and steady. Sometimes the texture shifts just a little. A patch of leaves that are slightly deeper, a stretch where the sand feels cooler, smoother. You notice the changes without needing to study them, just feeling them with the soles of your feet. This simple noticing keeps you gently here, in this moment, with nothing else to do. All around, the path is lined with quiet life. You may sense tall trees rising on either side, their branches stretching out like a safe, sheltering roof. Or perhaps this is a low, open trail by the edge of gentle dunes. Whichever landscape comes to you, it serves the same soft purpose. It holds you, and it opens slowly as you move forward. The distant sounds begin to thin out. The bird calls grow farther apart. The rustle of leaves settles into a slow, steady hush. Even the wind, if there is any, seems to smooth itself into a longer, quieter breath. The world is not shutting down, just calming to match your pace. You notice how your own breathing begins to follow, in and out. The inhale arrives, not forced, just naturally. The exhale leaves with a bit more ease each time, as though it has found its own path out. You do not have to control any of it. You only feel the gentle rise and fall, like walking in place without moving at all. As you continue along this path, the space ahead seems to widen. The air grows a little clearer, a bit more open. Thoughts may still drift in, as they always do. They might come as pictures or words, or small worries passing through. But here, on this quiet path, they do not crowd you. They move by like soft clouds, while your feet continue to press gently into the earth. The further you go, the more room you feel inside your own mind. That crowded, busy feeling begins to thin, the way trees thin at the edge of a forest. You might imagine that with every step, a little of the mental noise falls away, sinking quietly into the soft ground behind you. Not lost, not pushed away, simply put down for now, where it can rest. Ahead, the path straightens and smooths. Walking feels easier, more natural, almost like gliding. Each breath flows in and then out in slow waves. You notice how your shoulders settle a bit lower. The muscles of your face soften as if they too are walking on soft ground. The body responds to the calm of this place without needing to be told. The air grows even quieter here. Distant sounds fade into a gentle background hush. Sometimes you may catch a small noise, then nothing for a while. These spaces of quiet between sounds feel comforting, like extra room inside your own thoughts. Silence here is not empty. It is full of softness, like a still lake that holds the reflection of the sky. With each step, the path feels a little wider. You may imagine more room beside you, as if the edges are slowly opening out. This wider space does not demand anything. It simply lets you exist within it, with more ease, more softness. Your mind senses this and mirrors it, stretching out, settling, finding its own open space. Any bits of clutter that remain in your thoughts are welcome to be here. They no longer need to push to the front. They can sit quietly along the edges, like small stones by the side of the path. You notice them, but you are not tangled in them. Your attention is resting on the steady, soothing rhythm of steps and breath. Soft ground, quiet air, slow movement. These are the only things that matter in this gentle place. Nothing asks for answers, nothing asks for decisions. Here, you are simply moving through a calm, clear landscape inside yourself. The more you walk here, the more natural this inner openness feels. A sense of space begins to spread through your chest, your belly, your shoulders, even the space behind your eyes. It is as though fresh air has reached the hidden corners of your mind and is now lingering there, cool and kind. Thoughts that once felt tangled now feel looser, more like threads resting gently on a table, not knotted, not tight. You might notice somewhere within a small feeling of relief, not loud, not dramatic, just a soft, quiet, grateful ease, as if some part of you has been waiting for this slow walk, this gentle path, this chance to breathe without hurry. In this calm, you do not have to be anything more than you are right now. The path continues, but you do not have to see where it leads. All that matters is this step, and this one, and this one. Each step a little softer, each breath a little deeper, or maybe just a little easier. The mind is not empty, but it is no longer crowded. There is room for silence between thoughts, room for rest between each gentle inhale and exhale. Now the air around you feels almost completely still. Whatever faint sounds remain are like a soft, distant lullaby, fading into a blur. Time here seems to slow, stretching out like a long, easy afternoon. Nothing is rushed, nothing is late. Everything moves at the pace of your own calm breath. You find yourself in a place along the path where you could keep walking forever or simply stand and be supported. The earth stays soft beneath you. The space around you stays open and kind. Inside, that same softness and space echo back, like a quiet room that has finally been cleared and gently swept. You do not have to fill it. You can simply rest in the open, breathable stillness. Breath by breath, the inner landscape continues to widen. Thought by thought, the edges grow softer. There is no need to hold on tightly to anything. Just this body, this breath, this soft ground, this quiet, spacious air, all of it cradling you as the mind drifts deeper into comfort and calm. And now, as you linger here on this gentle clearing path, nothing is pressing for your attention. You are free to sink into the quiet, free to let the edges of awareness blur and soften, free to let the rhythm of soft steps and slow breathing carry you without effort into deeper and deeper rest, into a silence that holds you kind and steady as everything continues to loosen and peacefully fade. Feel how the air around you seems a little softer now. The edges of the day begin to blur and fade, like distant sounds gently moving farther away. Inside this softness, a new space begins to form, quiet, peaceful, unhurried. A place within you, waiting, like a room that has always been there. Imagine yourself stepping into a small, private library of your own mind. The air is still and gentle, cool enough to feel fresh, warm enough to feel safe. The light is soft and golden, falling in calm, steady beams. Shelves line the walls here, smooth wooden shelves with rounded edges and a gentle, worn-in warmth. They feel familiar, like something you have known for a long time, even if you are only noticing them now. This is a quiet library of your inner world. Nothing here is demanding, nothing is urgent. Everything is simply resting in its place or waiting peacefully to be placed. You notice a small table in the center of the room. On it is a loose collection of things: books, little boxes, folded notes, small objects that seem to hum with faint memories and plans. These are your thoughts, your to-do lists, your memories, your shoulds, your what-ifs, the pieces of mental clutter that sometimes swirl and crowd your mind. Here, They are no longer swirling. They are simply resting on the table, waiting with quiet patience. You are not here to sort everything out or solve it all. You are only here to give each thing a calm and gentle place to rest. Take in the feeling of standing in this library. Your breathing is slow and easy. The air feels clear. The silence is soft and kind. You look at the first item on the table. It might be a book, thick with pages filled with thoughts. Maybe it holds worries about tomorrow or ideas that once felt urgent. Whatever it is, you do not need to open it now. Place your hands around this book as if you can feel the faint weight of it. Notice how it feels to hold just one thought at a time instead of all of them at once. The book is not heavy, it is simply present. Across from you, a shelf waits. There is an open space just the right size for this one book. Move slowly, without any rush, and carry it over. As you place it on the shelf, hear the soft, gentle sound of it settling into place. The book stands upright, supported by the other quiet books beside it. Nothing is spilling out, nothing is falling over. Step back for a moment and simply feel the space you have created. That one thought has a place now. It is still a part of you, but it no longer needs to be held in your hands. It can rest. You can rest. Turn again to the little table. You notice a small box now. Its surface is smooth, maybe slightly cool. Inside, you sense are tasks and reminders, things you meant to do, things that whisper, don't forget. You do not need to open the box. You do not need to review the contents. They are already known. They are already yours. Pick up the box with slow, steady care. Feel how in this space even your movements are calm. You are not reacting. You are simply arranging. A spot on another shelf seems to welcome this box. Walk it over at an easy, unhurried pace. Place it gently in that open space. Again, that soft little sound of something finding where it belongs. The box is safe, its contents are safe. Nothing inside will be lost or forgotten. You step back and notice how the shelves are beginning to feel more balanced. The room feels just a bit clearer. Your mind feels just a bit quieter. Not because anything has been fixed, but because each thing is allowed to rest. On the table, another object waits. Maybe it is a small worn notebook. It might hold memories that rise up at night, scenes from long ago, old conversations, feelings that surface when the world goes still. Touch this notebook in your imagination. Recognize it gently. You do not have to retell any story inside it. You are simply acknowledging, yes, you are here. You lift the notebook and hold it close for a moment. There might be emotion linked to it. There might be tenderness or a little ache. Even that is allowed to soften here. On a nearby shelf, there is a space that feels right for this notebook. Somewhere within reach, but not pressed against you, you slide it onto the shelf between two friendly books that lean lightly against it. The notebook stands there now, steady and contained. The memories it holds are honored, but they do not press forward. They rest. They wait. You are free to breathe. As you turn back toward the table, notice how the room seems to quiet even more. The dust in the air settles in the soft light, drifting slowly down like tiny, peaceful specks. Everything is calm. Everything moves at a gentle pace. You pick up another item. Perhaps this one is a thin stack of loose pages, filled with future plans, ideas, projects. I should do this, and maybe I could try that. All the future thinking that buzzes at the edge of sleep. Gather the pages together with kind hands, straighten them lightly as if giving shape to a scattered pile. Feel how even this small act of gathering brings a sense of calm. On a higher shelf, a space opens just for these plans. You walk over slowly and easily. Slide the pages into that space, perhaps placing a simple, smooth stone on top, as if to say, stay here, rest here, not now. The future is still safe. Your ideas are still alive. They are simply no longer crowding this moment. Back at the table, notice how few things remain now. What once felt like a cluttered swirl of thoughts is becoming a quiet arrangement. Everything has a gentle order, without pressure, without perfection. If anything is still on the table, you can imagine giving it its own place. A shelf within reach, a shelf farther away, wherever feels most peaceful. Each object, each thought receives the same soft treatment, recognized, held for a moment, placed where it can rest until another time. Feel the room now. The library of your mind is no longer scattered. Shelves hold books and boxes and objects with calm dignity. Nothing is piled on the floor, nothing is spilling over. You stand quietly in the center of this space. Your body feels a little heavier in a comforting way, shoulders a bit looser, jaw a bit softer, breath slower and deeper. Notice how good it feels to know that every thought has somewhere to go. Nothing needs to be pushed away, nothing needs to be dealt with right now. It can all simply be placed and left in peace. Imagine dust settling along the tops of the shelves, sparkling faintly in the gentle light before drifting down and disappearing. The air grows stiller, quieter. Your mind follows that same settling, layer by layer. You may walk slowly along the shelves just once with your inner gaze, seeing the closed books, the resting boxes, the quiet objects, each one safe, each one allowed to wait. When you are ready, you return to the soft center of the room. You may sit or lie down within this quiet library, as if on a cushioned seat that cradles your whole body. The shelves stand around you like gentle guardians, holding everything you have set down. Feel how light your hands are now, with nothing to carry. Feel how spacious your mind is, with nothing chasing your attention. All is arranged, all is quiet. Breath moves in and out with ease. Thoughts, if they appear, can be placed on a shelf with the same calm gesture. No effort, no struggle, just a soft, familiar motion of setting them down. The room grows even more hushed. Light and shadow soften together. Your awareness can drift, unburdened, through this ordered, peaceful space. Here, in this library of your mind, you are allowed to do nothing at all. You are allowed to simply be, surrounded by shelves that hold your world with quiet care, while you gently sink into stillness and into rest. Imagine a stretch of quiet water at the edge of the day. The light is soft, the air is mild and gentle against your skin. Everything feels unhurried, as if the whole world has taken a slow, easy breath and is resting with you. You are here, right at the surface of warm, calm water. The water holds you with steady hands. Nothing pulls, nothing pushes. You are simply carried as if the water knows exactly how to support you without any effort from you at all. Notice how the body feels when it does not have to hold itself up. The back, the shoulders, the neck, the legs, all of them cradled and supported by this quiet, gentle surface. The warmth seeps in, soft and slow, easing tight places without asking anything in return. With each soft breath, the body yields a little more to the water. The muscles no longer have to grip, the spine does not have to stand tall. Every part of you is invited to loosen, to be held, to rest. The water is perfectly still around you. No waves, no rush. Just a gentle, velvet smoothness at your skin. You float, weightless, as if the line between your body and the water has begun to blur. Feel how the back relaxes when it knows it will not sink. The water supports every curve. The head is held, the neck is free. Even the tiny muscles around the eyes can soften, knowing there is nothing to watch over, nothing to manage. Imagine the air soft and mild. Each breath slips in easily, like a quiet ripple that moves through you. On the exhale, that ripple fades away again, leaving you even more settled, even more calm. Thoughts may still appear, and that is perfectly fine. Here, they are simply small movements on the surface, not problems to solve and not tasks to complete, just gentle ripples on this warm, wide pool. When a thought arises, picture it touching the surface near you. It makes a tiny ring in the water, a small circle that spreads outward. No splash, no disturbance that lasts, only a soft, widening ripple that drifts away from where you were resting. Watch, in your mind, as that ripple moves farther and farther out. It grows larger, but also thinner, softer. By the time it reaches the far edges of the water, it has become almost nothing at all. The surface returns to stillness without effort. Another thought might appear, and another ripple begins. There is no need to push it away, no need to grab it or follow it. Just notice the gentle ring it creates and see how the water knows exactly what to do with it. The water does not resist these ripples. It does not fight them. It simply allows them to spread, to travel outward, to fade. And then, once again, the surface is calm and you are still held without any change in the support beneath you. Feel how this calm support lets the mind rest. You are not down in the thoughts. You are not inside the ripples. You are resting above them, held by quiet warmth, watching them come and go with ease. Notice how little you have to do here. The body floats, the water holds, thoughts rise, make a gentle pattern, and move away. Nothing in you has to chase them, fix them, or explain them. If the mind brings up something loud or busy, imagine it too, touching the water. Even a bigger thought only makes a slightly larger ring. You remain where you are, safe on the surface. The water cradles you exactly the same way, unshaken and steady. See that larger ripple drift away as well. Feel how, with every inch it travels outward, its pull on you lessens. Soon, it is only a soft, wide circle far off in the distance, barely there at all. Here, on this quiet surface, you are safe. The water is warm against your back and your sides. It wraps you in a slow, steady embrace. It whispers in its own silent way that you do not have to hold everything together right now. Let the sense of effort gently fall away. Any way you have been trying to manage your thoughts, control every feeling, or stay on high alert can loosen here. The water is doing the holding. You are allowed to rest. With each breath, feel yourself surrender a little more to this gentle support. The back sinks just a bit deeper into warmth. The legs grow heavier, then lighter, as the water takes their weight. The arms float quietly at your sides, peaceful and easy. Above you, the sky is soft and wide in your imagination. Nothing presses in, nothing is urgent. Time itself seems to slow to the pace of your breath, to the slow drift of your body on this still water. Notice how it feels to trust this support. You do not have to test it. You do not have to stay tense in case it disappears. It has been here long before this moment, and it will stay as long as you need it. If another cluster of thoughts gathers, that is all right. See them as a group of tiny ripples beginning near you. One, then another, all of them moving away in widening rings, gentle and harmless. You rest in the middle of this quiet lake, untouched by the small movements on the surface. Thoughts are simply patterns in the water. Your awareness is the calm, floating presence above them, soft, steady, and safe. Notice how much space there is around you. All that open water, all that easy distance. There is room for every worry to appear and then drift away without crowding you, without pressing in close. Breathing is slow and natural now. In, the body receives warmth and ease. Out, the body releases another layer of tension into the water. The water accepts it all and stays calm, stays kind. You might feel, in a quiet way, that you are being gently rocked, not by waves, but by a soft, almost unseen motion. The kind of subtle sway you only notice when you become very still, a hint of movement that reminds you that you are being carried, not standing alone. In this place, you do not have to organize your mind. You do not have to line up your thoughts or understand each one. They will come, they will send their little ripples, and they will glide toward the horizon on their own. You are free to float above them, free to rest in this warm cradle of water, free to feel the difference between being inside the clutter and being gently held beyond it. If the body wants to sigh, let it. If a small part of you softens in relief, notice that. That is the feeling of not needing to manage everything for a while. That is the feeling of being supported. The water underneath you is steady and patient. It does not hurry you. It asks for nothing. It simply continues to hold you, breath after breath, as the mind grows quieter and quieter. Around you, the ripples grow fewer. Long stretches of smooth, untouched water spread in every direction. Thoughts, if they come at all, are lighter now, thinner, like wisps of cloud that leave almost no trace on the surface. You float in a wide, open quiet, warmth at your back, soft air on your face, the gentle rise and fall of your chest moving in a slow, peaceful rhythm. Nothing needs to happen next. No action is required. No decision needs to be made. This moment is complete as it is, easy, and whole. Rest here, carried and calm. Let the water keep holding you. Let the ripples, if they appear, move off into the distance and fade. Everything in you can grow softer now. The mind can drift. The body can settle. You are floating, safe and supported, in a quiet world of warm, still water, and silence begins to gather softly all around. Softly now, begin to notice the simple feeling of being here. The weight of your body, the support beneath you, the way the breath quietly moves in and out without needing any effort at all. Nothing to fix, nothing to push away, nothing to get right. Just this slow, gentle arrival in yourself. If the mind feels scattered or pulled in many directions, that is all right. Thoughts may still be moving, plans may still be echoing. They do not have to stop all at once. For now, they can move in the background, like distant sounds far away in another room. You are not trying to chase them. You are simply turning towards something softer and closer. Let your awareness drift down from the surface of the day, down from the bright, busy edges of attention, down from other people's voices and stories, down into a quieter place just for you. Notice the gentle rise and fall of the breath again, the slight expansion as air comes in, the soft release as it flows out. Each out-breath can be a small unwinding, like loosening a knot, like setting down a bag that has been carried for too long. Imagine that somewhere inside your chest, deep behind the ribs, there is a tiny, steady light, very quiet, very soft, not bright or sharp, just a small, kind glow. It has always been there, even on the hardest days, even when the mind was loud and the world felt heavy. This soft light was still glowing quietly underneath it all. You do not need to see it. Just sense that it is there, a calm, warm presence in the center of you. As you breathe in, gently notice that inner glow. As you breathe out, imagine it softening and spreading just a little. No rush, just a tender, gradual warmth. Feel how that warmth might begin in the middle of the chest, maybe like a small ember in a safe hearth, steady, kind, patient. With each easy breath, this warmth can spread across the chest, into the shoulders, down the arms, like a soft blanket being unfolded from within. If there is tightness anywhere, that is okay. The warmth does not force anything to change. It simply offers comfort at the edges, a quiet invitation to soften if and when it feels ready. Notice how your shoulders might sink a little closer to rest, how the muscles of the face might loosen, the jaw unhooking just a bit, the space around the eyes becoming softer, more spacious. Behind the eyes, imagine a gentle open space, as if that inner light in the chest sends a calm glow upward, filling the forehead, soothing the small lines of effort there, creating a sense of wide, quiet sky inside the mind. Thoughts can still appear in that sky, but they pass through more easily now. They do not have to stay, they do not have to be followed. They come, they go. And underneath them, that soft, steady place inside you remains. Sense the warmth drifting down now, through the ribs, into the middle of the body, perhaps a gentle feeling of ease in the belly. The belly does not need to be held in. It can soften outward on the in-breath and gently fall back on the out-breath, like a calm, slow wave on a quiet shore. If the hands are resting somewhere, notice them. Imagine that the warmth from the center of your chest travels down into your arms, all the way into your palms and fingers, filling them with a light, cozy heaviness, as if your hands are wrapped in a soft blanket from the inside, as if every tiny muscle is being told, you can rest now, you have done enough. Let that same message move through your whole body, through the back, along the spine and into the hips, down into the legs and feet. Every part of you hearing, in its own way, it is safe to soften, it is safe to be quiet, it is safe to rest. Notice how it feels when the warmth reaches your feet. Toes relaxing, heels heavy and supported. Nothing they have to do, nowhere they have to go. In this gentle, quiet moment, the world outside can fade a little further away. The roles you play, the things you carry, the worries that once felt so close, they can all step back just for now. Not gone, simply not in charge. Here, closer than any thought, is this soft inner place, the small, steady light in your chest, the warmth that spreads slowly, kindly through your body, the quiet space behind your eyes. Everything else can turn down to a low, distant hum, and this tender center of you can become the main feeling. Rest your attention there in that warm, glowing center, not trying to hold it tightly, just gently leaning toward it, like resting against a familiar, trusted shoulder. This place inside you does not ask for anything. It does not judge you. It does not keep score. It simply welcomes you exactly as you are in this moment. Any heaviness in your heart can be held here, any sadness and any tiredness and any little ache of the day. All of it can come close to this soft light and be wrapped like a child in a blanket, not fixed, not forced to change, simply held and allowed and soothed. Notice how that feels to not have to be any different right now, to not have to explain or understand, just to breathe and be in this gentle center. If part of you still feels restless, that is all right too. The soft place within is big enough for that, big enough for both the calm and the stirring. All of it can be here. You might imagine this inner space as a small hearth inside your chest, a quiet, steady fire that never goes out. Even when strong winds blow through your life, even when nights feel long, this inner flame keeps a slow, patient glow. You can sit beside this hearth in your imagination, wrapped in that inner blanket of warmth, listening to the soft crackle of safety and ease. Nothing is demanded, nothing is rushed. Time moves slowly here, breath by breath. Notice again the rhythm of your breathing, how the air moves in, gently fanning that inner light, how it moves out, spreading warmth through your whole body. With each breath, you are more anchored in this tender center, less pulled by the edges of the mind, more held by the softness underneath it all. If a thought comes and tries to pull you away, that is okay. You do not need to fight it. You can simply notice and then feel back toward that quiet glow, back to the chest, back to the warmth, back to the simple feeling of being here, breathing in your own safe inner space. The body can grow heavier now, sinking more deeply into whatever holds it. Muscles unwinding, nervous system slowing, everything gently dimming, like lights at the end of the day. As the body settles, this inner softness remains bright enough to guide you and gentle enough to let you drift. It does not keep you awake. It simply keeps you company, a kind presence as you float toward sleep. Stay close to that sense of being cradled from within, held by your own warmth, sheltered by your own quiet heart. Breath in, soft glow, breathe out, soft blanket of ease. If sleep comes, it can rise up from this very place, from this soft center that trusts the night, that trusts the letting go. And even if you drift far into dreams, this inner hearth remains, always here, always gentle, always ready to welcome you back whenever you need to rest again. For now, there is nothing more to do, only this gentle warmth, this quiet center, this soft, steady place within, where you can simply be and slowly, peacefully fade into silence. The day is done now. Everything that needed your attention has already had its chance. Here, nothing is urgent, nothing is waiting for you. There is only this soft stretch of time slowly opening, like a long, quiet exhale. Imagine yourself lying down beneath a wide night sky. The air around you is cool and gentle. The ground holds you steady and sure, as if the earth itself is cradling your weight. Above, the sky is deep and dark and endlessly spacious, a peaceful kind of dark, the kind that feels protective, like a soft blanket wrapped all the way around you. Thoughts may still be moving here and there. They might arrive like small flickers of light, and that is completely all right. Nothing has to stop. Nothing has to be forced. In this open sky above you, each thought becomes a faint star, a soft pinprick of light, far away. You notice one thought drifting in and gently glowing. You recognize it, and you do not need to follow it. Instead, you watch it rest in that dark sky, the edges of it already beginning to blur a little, already dimming, the way a candle flickers as it grows tired. Another thought appears and becomes another tiny star, each one more distant than the last, quiet, gentle, far from the place where your body is resting. Your body knows where you are, lying safely beneath this wide night sky, supported, held, nothing to do. With every slow breath, the sky above seems to grow wider, the stars thinner, the dark between them softer and more welcoming. You might feel your attention drifting now. Maybe a word here and there is missed. That is perfectly fine. The words are not important anymore. What matters is this soft, steady sense of being here, breathing, resting, letting the mind loosen its grip. Feel the back of your body sinking deeper into the surface beneath you, the weight of your legs, the gentle heaviness of your arms, your head resting as if it could melt downward, into the pillow, into the ground, into the quiet. Above, another thought star fades. It had something to say, but the sound of it has grown too far away to hear. It is only a speck now, then less than a speck, then gone. The sky is darker, but this is not an empty dark. It is velvety, rich, and soft, like the inside of a warm, quiet room at night. If a thought shows up now, it does not even need to become a star. It can appear as a small ripple, a distant echo, and then dissolve before it forms a shape. Nothing sticks for very long. Nothing demands your full attention. Breathing is slow and easy, in and out, like a tide that has settled into a gentle rhythm. Nothing to manage, nothing to fix, only the slow, steady rise and fall. Notice how the space inside you matches the space above you, a soft, open feeling behind your forehead, across your cheeks, around your jaw, the muscles around your eyes loosening, smoothing out, as if the mind were leaning back into a soft chair. No need to look at anything, no need to think about anything. From time to time, the old habit of thinking might try to wake up again, a memory, a plan, a sentence starting in your mind. And even this can be so gentle. As soon as you notice it, it is already fading, already turning into the faintest star, then into nothing at all, swallowed by the warm dark. You do not have to push it away. You simply watch it drift off, like a tiny boat gliding across a still lake at night, growing smaller and smaller until it is only a feeling of distance. The pauses between thoughts grow longer now. The spaces of quiet begin to join together, soft islands of silence becoming a wide, peaceful sea. You might discover that you are not really following each word anymore. The mind may float in and float out, awake, then a little hazy, then drifting again. All of it welcome, all of it allowed. This is a place beyond effort, beyond trying to relax. Relaxation has already happened, slowly, on its own. You are simply noticing the afterglow of it. Imagine now that even the night sky itself is beginning to dim, not disappearing, just softening. The stars that remain are like whispers, so quiet you can barely tell if they are still there. The dark around you feels thicker, almost like velvet. It wraps gently around your shoulders, your chest, your legs, warm, safe, and endlessly kind. If a trace of noise appears at the edge of your mind, it is like a faraway hum, so distant that it is hardly more than a feeling. Nothing sharp, nothing loud. The center of you remains calm and still, a quiet pool with a smooth surface, untouched by the faint echoes at the edges. Thoughts are no longer separate little lights. They are only small waves of softness, rising and fading in the same dark sea. No beginning, no end, just a comforting blur. Here, in this gentle blur, even time loosens its lines. Moments do not need to be counted. Minutes do not need names. There is just this easy sense of now, and now, and now. Breath flows slowly in, then out. The body knows exactly what to do. You are being breathed without needing to help. Every exhale seems to carry you a little deeper, down into a quiet space that has always been here. A place under the noise, under the stories, under the rush. Nothing is asked of you in this space. You are free to rest completely, to let go of even the idea of letting go. If sleep wants to come, it will come like a soft tide, rising without effort. If sleep takes its time, you are still wrapped in this gentle darkness, safe and unbothered. Either way, You are already resting, already held. The words are fading into the background now, like the last few stars in that wide night sky. You do not need to follow them. You do not need to remember them. Simply sink into the quiet that opens up between each sound, into the hush that waits underneath each breath, wide, soft, and so deeply calm. Thoughts drifting further, edges softening, awareness rocking gently, like a small boat on a very still sea. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, just this deep, welcoming stillness, cradling you as you drift and drift into rest. The night is quiet around you now, soft, steady, unhurried. Nothing needs to be done, nothing needs to be fixed. You are already enough, exactly as you are in this moment. Feel how the air meets your skin with gentle warmth or gentle coolness. Notice how your body knows how to rest even without you trying. Breath moving in, breath moving out, slow, natural. You are allowed to be this still. You are allowed to be this quiet. You are allowed to set everything down. If thoughts appear, they can be soft shapes in the distance now. They do not need answers. They do not need your effort. They can float at the edges while you rest safely here at the center of your own ease. Imagine the night wrapping around you like a soft blanket, not heavy, just enough to feel held. Supported from beneath, gently sheltered from above. You do not have to move toward sleep. Sleep can come toward you in its own timing, like a slow, kind tide. You can drift or hover or simply rest in this quiet place between waking and sleep. It is all right if you are already drifting far away. It is all right if you are still awake, just listening. Both are welcome. Both are rest. Your body understands the language of rest. Muscles loosening without effort. The small lines of the day softening from the inside. Breath smoothing out like calm water at evening. You have done enough for today. Even if the day felt unfinished, it is gently closing now. What remains can wait for another sunrise. For now, nothing is urgent, nothing is pressing. Here in this quiet, you are free to be exactly as you are. Tired or alert, peaceful or a little restless, certain or unsure. All of it can be here and all of it can be held in kindness. Imagine that anything heavy in your mind is being set down beside you, not pushed away, just placed carefully on the ground for safekeeping. It will be there later if it is needed. But for now, your hands and your mind are empty and light. Notice how it feels to not carry anything for a while. No roles to play, no decisions to make, no need to be strong or clever or productive. Only the simple act of existing, breathing, resting. You are wrapped now in quiet, quiet around you, quiet beginning to grow within you. Even if sounds drift in from far away, the quiet inside you can remain soft and steady. Thoughts may still move through, but they can move like slow clouds across a wide, calm sky. They do not disturb the sky. They do not disturb you. They are simply passing through on their way somewhere else. In this gentle space, you do not need to try to relax. You are already relaxing. The way a stone settles to the bottom of a shallow pool, the way evening settles over a quiet field. Nothing sudden, just a gradual, natural easing. Notice the simple comfort of where your body is resting, the support beneath you holding your weight. You do not have to hold yourself up. You can let go into that support a little more with each breath out. If any part of you still feels tense, it does not need to change. It can simply be noticed, acknowledged, and allowed. Even tension can rest just by being seen and not judged. You are safe enough to rest, safe enough to close the door on the day, safe enough to loosen your grip on every thought, every plan, every memory. Let the night hold what you cannot hold right now. Let the darkness around you be gentle, like a quiet room with the softest light. Here, you are cradled by time itself, with no need to hurry to the next moment. Each breath in is a small kindness offered to your body. Each breath out is a small kindness offered to your mind. In, out. A slow, repeating rhythm that asks nothing more of you. You belong in this resting place. You do not have to earn it. You do not have to justify your need for rest. Rest is your birthright, a simple human truth. If you notice your thoughts reaching forward to tomorrow, you might gently let them know that tomorrow is not here yet. Tomorrow will bring its own light, its own energy, its own answers. For now, there is only this soft, unhurried moment, a moment that stretches out as far as you need it to. Here, you are allowed to pause, to not move toward anything, to not move away from anything, just to be quietly in your own company. The night understands you. It knows how tired you are. It knows how much you have carried. And still, it asks nothing of you but the simple resting. Feel again the sense of being wrapped and held. Maybe like being swaddled in a warm blanket, and maybe like lying in a calm, gentle sea that keeps you afloat with no effort at all, no strain, no struggle. Even your thoughts can feel cushioned now, softer around the edges, as if padded by quiet. They do not have to be sharp or clear. They can blur and fade and drift. If sleep is close, you may let yourself slide toward it, the way a leaf drifts slowly down onto still water. Nothing forced, nothing controlled, just gravity and gentleness doing the work for you. If sleep still feels far away, that is all right. Rest is already here. You are already resting. Simply by lying here, breathing, listening, you are doing enough, even in your stillness. Notice how spacious the silence between words can feel, wide and calm, like a quiet room after the lights have been dimmed. You can let yourself sink into those spaces as if they were the softest bed. Every part of you is invited to soften now. Around the eyes, around the jaw, across the shoulders, through the chest and belly, down the legs, all the way to the tips of the toes. A slow unwinding, nothing left to hold. If any last bits of the day are still circling, you might imagine them as tiny lights slowly dimming, one by one, growing softer, quieter, until they become only a gentle glow, far, far away. Here, close in, is only ease, only breath, only the soft rhythm of your own resting. You are held, you are safe, you are allowed to be exactly as you are in this quiet night. If sleep has come, it can deepen. If it is still dawning, it can approach in its own slow way, without needing to be watched or managed. You can let go of even the idea of sleep now, and simply float in this calm, open space. Nothing more is needed. Nothing more is asked of you, just this breathing, this softness, this gentle, quiet ease, slowly and quietly fading into silence.